Hi, it's Clark.
And Emily.
On Sailing Vessel Temptress.
It's hot, and the boat is all ripped up, and I've decided that I'm leaving.
Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm Clark.
We opted out of a typical American life to live more independently, frugally, and off the grid.
We currently travel the world aboard our antique sailboat named Temptress.
Each month, we sit down to tell you where we are, what we're doing, share the best and worst moments, answer questions, and tell you exactly how much it costs us to live this life.
These are our adventure logs.
It is very hot in the Dominican Republic, over 90 degrees Fahrenheit most days, and very, very humid. There's a lot of flies right now too, which is weird. I think it's because it's mango season and there's a lot of mangoes that have fallen and rotten on the ground. But we've got lots of flies in the boat, which is annoying. The boat projects have been progressing slowly and expanding, of course, because when you start to rip up one deck board, then more deck boards have to come because you discover there's problems. So we've been working on boat projects, and I am about to head back to the United States again because I've got a couple of trade shows for business. So I'm leaving Clark all alone for a few weeks, but I'll be back. And yeah, it is what it is. That's where we're at.
My goal is to start hammering projects and getting them done without starting new ones. Not pointing fingers, but sometimes new projects when you have an ADHD wife pop up. And I'm doing this vitally for one reason. We're not sleeping in the aft cabin right now where the air conditioner is because we have that torn up. If I can get that back together, I can move my bed back to the aft cabin and have air conditioning all night.
That would be cool.
I have some motivation on that project.
But we've got lots of other projects. So let's back up. Let's talk about weather. Weather conditions. We're still in Luperon, obviously. Well,
it's summer, pre-hurricane season in the tropics. And that pretty much defines it. It's hot, it's humid. This is the time of year that the trade winds stop. Usually Luperon has, in the afternoon, 20 knots blowing through it. And even when it's hot, that makes everything really pleasant. Not so much right now. It's just hot, it's just miserable. We find that we can be productive in the morning, and what we don't get done by noon doesn't get done.
Ain't getting done that day.
We lay under a fan and we are mean to each other. That's basically our life.
Yeah, we do get cranky when it's hot out.
Okay, so that's tough. But you know what reminds me though is Panama's worse.
Yeah. Well, we'll have air conditioning.
We'll have air conditioning by then.
Air conditioning, and we'll have a lot of rain in Panama, I guess. We do have a lot of rain here recently. Yeah, it has been. Collecting a lot of rain, doing a lot of laundry.
Yeah, makes you do things with water. Like, well, water is a little expensive, so it's a little precious. And you, I want to wash this little thing, or we'll take it into the laundry or whatever. But when it rains and Emily has all of her collection out, she's like,
I'm drinking.
What can I wash? What can I wash?
The sheets, I'm washing everything. Yeah, I like doing laundry.
Yeah, she actually loves doing laundry. I mean, actually comes back.
Love.
Well, you smile when you're out there. You're splashing
it's
in the
nice
tub.
when it's hot out. Yeah,
let's say laundry, dishes, which is your favorite?
Laundry. All the way. All the way. So, we are staying in Luperon for another season. There's a lot of stuff to do on the boat, and every time we think there's going to be a little project to do, it turns into a big project. Case in point, I was going to start doing deck boards again. Pulled up one deck board that was going to be the most easy deck board that I thought, and there was a crack in the fiberglass underneath, and followed that crack and pulled up some more deck boards and pulled up some more deck boards. There's a lot of structural integrity that's been compromised on the deck.
I'm very impressed with the wood that Temptress was made out of.
Oh yeah.
Because this was the woman that owned the boat before me. Tell how she put down new deck boards.
It's terrible. Well, I'll show you. I took a footage the other day.
Okay.
So here is what we have been working on aboard Temptress.
Last month, you may recall, we ripped up all the cork under here and laid new fiberglass. So we're slowly doing that now. My bunk, which is under here, is all leak-free, and it should be good to rebuild the rot that's in there. And now I started taking up some of these old deck boards. You can see that the deck here is not in very good shape. It's kind of paper thin and splintery, so we started taking up some boards. Oh, the shadow here. We started taking up some boards, and I noticed there is a crack running through the fiberglass here. There's also just some shoddy areas where the fiberglass wasn't quite finished, and there's a hole that water's been getting into. There's a place where they stapled down fiberglass many years ago, didn't fill this in, and as a result, right here is about as thin as a potato chip. And then there's these places where there were nails going right through the deck. You can see kind of all down where there's deck boards, there's these little holes. And you can kind of see where there's this strip where this was all this pink glue, some sort of polyester glue, I don't know. And whoever did this, there are actually areas that don't have fiberglass, like they cut it back to get at that deck board, and then they just caulked over this wood. And that's been causing all kinds of water to get in here, which is why this is weak and why this cracked. It also cracked all along here. So what we're gonna do is I was just gonna replace one deck board and kind of keep going with the one deck board at a time, but we've taken everything off from here to here, even going up that way. We're gonna clean it, sand it, get all the goo off, then we're gonna re-fiberglass it, give it some new structure so that it's safe to walk on here. Let me put my squatting beam back. But it's a lot of work to do just in this area. This is gonna use up a lot of our deck boards. And then, as you can see, these are all pretty paper thin and crappy, and it goes all the way to that side. So, a little bit at a time. Temptress is getting better. Another thing with the fiberglass is all along here, this was separated. So in the rain, I was walking here, and there was actually water squirting out of here because it's just not well sealed. So we're gonna do fiberglass over the edge. So this will all be one contiguous, strong piece. But a lot of work, which is why we get up super early before it's 90 degrees. And just rebuilding this fiberglass is not going to be enough. We're actually going to have to put some new structure underneath, like beams, like you would support, you know, a floor. So we're going to have to crawl into the lazarettes and build some new structure across essentially what you would call the ceiling, I guess, if you were in a house, from underneath. That'll hold it up, because otherwise we're just building fiberglass on rotten wood that's going to crack again. So this is more than just an aesthetic job. This is really a physical support job. And I just realized I've got black stuff all over my face. Never a dull moment. Life aboard a boat. Hopefully we'll share an after picture soon. Look at our lovely home and all of our crap all over. Actually, just put a lot of it away. Anyway, that's what we're up to. So that's one project. There's other projects going on, but we'll talk about those in a future episode, I think. We'll talk about when they're done. Mm-hmm. Much more happier talking about.
We got some things done. Weren't there things on the list?
Yes, I guess we got a fan installed.
Okay.
Nice. Lots of fans. We've been selling lots of those fans, by the way. A lot of people buying them on Amazon. They are the best fans.
Yeah, we know a lot of you bought those from those, what are they called, Scirocco's?
Yeah. Comment
down below and tell me how much you love them, because aren't they great?
Once you get one, then you're going to get two. And then maybe I'll get two more. And I think we got up to like 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 7. We're up to 7. Yep, we just got some more in the mail. They're awesome. Let's see what else is on our list. You installed some new lights. I guess we talked about that last month. Mm-hmm. We fixed the drains in the deck. Oh, yeah. Temptress was kind of built to a really high standard back in the day, and part of that was you can't have open scuppers where water would come off the deck and roll down the side, because that might mar the paint, I guess. So she has internal deck scuppers that bring the water down and deposit it just above the water line. That's all well and good until they plug up. So many years ago, I cut them all out and redid them with really big tubing. All copper, by the way. And, well, that's plugged up.
So we just cut that out on one side, cut it all out, actually cut up the copper and put some hose on so it's easier to clear in the future, but got it all flowing again for the first time in a long time. And it's like anything else. We weren't going to do it. The water would fill up and then go through a hose pipe and drain over, but it would collect water. But it was collecting water on top of the crack that is in the deck. So next rain, since we've exposed it all, would soak out the plywood.
Yeah.
You won't believe this if you're a boat person. Temptress is 50 years old. I've owned her for now 32, 33 years. The place where the last owner had redone some teak decking was done
40 years
at least, yeah, like 40 years ago. All of that carpentry with just holes left, that wood has been exposed for 40 years. It's just showing signs of starting to have some flex and some degradation.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a good boat. It's a good core of a boat. I mean, it's like an old house, you know. It's well built. It just needs some TLC. So,
business-wise, air conditioners are going out pretty close to when this video goes out. In the very near future in both cases. Emily's flying back. She's going to pack up all the boxes. I think all but 3 of them that we made available sold. So there's almost
if you want
none.
one, you better get it.
Nah, by the time you see this video, it's too late.
I don't know. They might be there. They might be there. You're not going to get one shipped out today, though. You'll get one shipped out at the beginning of July, but they're the last ones.
Okay, technically you could do it on the way back.
Yeah, I'll do it when I fly back.
Anyway, if you want one, but that'll be it forever. Bank managers is kind of selling like hotcakes, so I hope you guys are all happy with them. It's always nice when someone does a little horizontal video for me. We put them up on the sale page.
And you're going to be working on the next version of the bank manager soon?
Yeah, but that's going to be a long slow path. I wouldn't expect 3.0 to come out for a year.
Okay. And in the meantime, you're testing a lot of batteries and buying a lot of new toys to test batteries.
Yeah, just ordered today a FLIR. It's actually a plug-in for my phone, so it wasn't too expensive, but a FLIR infrared camera so I could like film where all the heat is and stuff. Years ago, I always all my life wanted to buy a welder. I never had a reason to do it. And then I wanted to have that solar arch, and I wanted it just the way I wanted it. So I bought one that could do aluminum, and I welded up the aluminum, and worked out pretty good. And you could tell it was an amateur doing it. Strong, gobby, but strong. Having YouTube and channel as an excuse to buy this FLIR, which I never would buy for myself. It's like an extravagance.
Yep. So you have to share it with everybody?
Yeah, get to share my toys.
Let's see what else is going on.
So let's talk about the budget. I think since we were coming off COVID and we did a lot of projects on the boat in our own space, and you're getting ready for the big game thing coming out, that we probably spent way less money than normal.
Yeah, I think we were probably under 1,000. We did have to stock up when we got back to the boat because we were kind of out of food.
Oh, so I'm always wrong about this.
I think we're probably right at 1,000. Let's see how we did.
Keeping with our $1,000 a month ballpark, this month came in at $995. Of that, food and drink made up $234. The breakdown between the restaurants and groceries was $144 in groceries, $90 in restaurants. Then our household budget was $258. We spent $228 on fans and $30 on cleaning supplies like paper towels, that sort of stuff. Our health insurance, $205 as it has been. Boat project supplies, $102 roughly. Our utilities were $157, including $60 on mooring, $67 on water, and $30 on telephone. And miscellaneous, we had about $8 in shipping to get stuff from the States to here. So our total comes to $995. Pretty good. And we'll keep on reporting the budget every month.
So that's our budget. I don't know how much you're gonna spend while I'm gone, but I'm gonna go to big city on the way to catch my flight, and I'm gonna stop at a place called Price Mart, which is kind of like the Costco here, and send you back a bunch of chicken and corned beef hash and all your favorite things, so you will not go hungry while I'm gone.
It'll be an interesting thing to see what you find.
We'll see. What was the best part of this month?
I'm breathing better.
You're doing pretty good. Of
course, now I'm thinking about it. Excuse me, everybody. I'm breathing a lot better. I used to be taking so much cough suppressant, I was just kind of dopey and stupid just from it, even though it's over-the-counter stuff for the most part. And I was taking codeine when I needed it. I'm breathing a lot better. I think that taking that Paxlovid really made the COVID hit on my body like a lot less.
A little less, yeah. Yeah, it's so much better than when you had it in 2021, that's for sure. I'm happy about that too. I'm glad that you're feeling better.
Yeah. Another month, I should be great.
Yeah. I think the other thing I'm happy about is that there's this new place in town, this new restaurant. It's been there for a while. And it has a pool. And it's so nice. And it's like 300 pesos for a plate of food. And you get your water or your beer or whatever you want to drink. And then you just hang out in the pool for a long time. It's great.
It's always good. But you go there and you just say, yes, I want a plate. You don't get to choose. They have one thing on the menu that day. Yeah. They're only open 2 days a week.
But it's always good.
It's always good.
And it's a smart way to do a restaurant, I think. There's a lot of restaurants around here that have 80 things on the menu, and you know they can't all be fresh. And I don't need that much choice. I just need some good food.
Yep.
So it's a good place. What about the worst part of the month?
Well, the coughing kind of sucked.
Coughing sucked. And it's so damn hot.
Yeah, that's it.
I wish we could just jump. I mean, we can. We can go for a walk and then jump in the ocean, and we can go in the pool. But I do miss the Bahamas where you could just jump right overboard and go swimming.
I want to pass on some advice that was given to me when I first started cruising, and I was out with my first wife cruising, not this one. And we got into the Sea of Cortez. And at the time, nobody our age went sailing. It used to be a thing that only people that after retirement did. So we were the kids at 36. This older lady pulled us aside. She says, you're about to spend some time in the Sea of Cortez. It's very hot here. We have a rule, and I recommend you take this rule. I'm recommending it to all you. She was very, very wise. At any time, either spouse can say, you need to jump in the ocean. We don't do it here because the water's kind of gooey.
You need to cool off. You need to take a shower.
And the other person will say, no, I don't. I'm fine. Nope. If once it's said, you have to jump. Now, both of you do have to jump in the ocean. That's part of the pact.
Yeah, you can't just...
And every time we did that, we would say, jump in the ocean. I don't want to be here. Why am I here? I got stuff to... Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, good idea. So now we just rinse off in a cold shower. It's not the same, though. It's
not the same.
Not the same, though. But another best thing is just getting work done on the boat. We're making things change color.
Yeah.
And change shape and making progress, which is good. We should have started earlier because it is hot. But as long as we start early in the morning,
we weren't in country. We couldn't.
Yeah. And I think another worst for me is just feeling like we don't have enough time. Like YouTube has gotten really big, so that's taken a lot of time. And then I've got this game design stuff, which is taking a lot of time. The boat's taking a lot of time, and that doesn't leave a whole lot of time left for just us to enjoy and relax.
It's frustrating, and it's cutting into our time together. Let me give you a little backstory about what Emily's doing right now. She's invented this game, and it's going, and it's going, and it's going. She is this close to telling the publisher, she's the publisher, of telling the printer, make 3,000, 2,500 of them. So everything has to be perfect because you can't redo that. And every spare moment, she's obsessing to make it all right and ready. And I can't say stop because it needs to be done on a schedule.
Yeah, I have to get people in China working on it, and then I can have a pina colada.
Yeah, and then I've been assured that there won't be a new game for a little while. There'll be some space.
Yeah, and then we can just chill, relax, or invent a new bank manager, or rip apart the boat. All kinds of things to do. Anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on with us this month. It's hot. But we're still making progress.
We're slow. We're confused. Bye from Temptress.
It's finally raining.
We did things differently. No regret.
We are collecting.
Living life authentically. So we packed up this antique boat. Make a line.
I'm gonna guess 40 liters.
Emily and Clark's adventure.